On May 23, 1993, wax, or the discovery of television among the bees, entered the internet, projected by a cable into a wall. Inside that internet, there are no movies there. And so wax, waiting until the last frame enters the wall, then begins the first movie on the internet, to continue forever, for that is how the first movie on the internet begins, at the first frame after the last frame. A true story, and this is that movie, and in reverse. And so, we begin.
As you are aware, the internet is a DVD on a coffee cup. I could show you how that happens, how the handle of the coffee cup becomes the hole in the center of the DVD. How the interior of the coffee cup disappears into the surface of a flat disc as I spin. I am the first movie on the internet. I am inside a DVD on a coffee cup. I could show you how that happens. How the movie appears between two frames, between the front and the back of the DVD disc. I am the first frame after the last frame. I am the movie in the DVD on the coffee cup. I am wax, or the discovery of television among the bees. I am 999 years, 364 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 48 seconds long. And then it was dark, until dawn.
I was lost. The dead were in the sky. I was lost. The dead were in the sky. I was lost. The dead were in the sky. I was lost. The dead were in the sky.
Jacob wandering in the mists of the valley of the shadow of life, protected by his suit. Perhaps a visit to Venus? Branches in right foreground indicate a garden on earth. He stops and looks up to his left, which is our right, and where a light is shining. But there won't be any on-screen UFO. Jacob at bottom of frame, silted by the roiling mist, as the flying, frying machines descend to mash him. Space is semi-fluid and easily displaced. Eureka! Half of a moon right above him in that all-dark sky. No mist hiding the moon tonight, which is quiet as a mouse in a trap. No moon hiding the mist either. The four eyes of James Hivemaker. That was the last thing I ever saw, held in a box at the top of the frame.
I was their target. They wanted me. I was their target. They wanted me. I was their target.
They wanted me. I was their target. They wanted me.
Two mirror halves of the moon appear one after the other, the very brain of the dead, symmetric with the many eyes of Hive Maker. The second moon extrudes a live icosahedron by dissolve. This icosahedron, with half-focused hive pictures, is the first picture of the BTV. Some voice hits your ear, Doppler shifting past you, but you hear two words out of a longer rant. I'm Enig. You don't quite catch whether the voice is falling down or up, or heading in a bullet direction out towards the horizon, dismayed by the residual gravity which is pulling it down towards the ground, along a long arc which will finally result with an impact in the mud, not the infinite flight through accelerating air that it was promised during the initial explosion and expulsion that started this too quick journey. The moon rises 3 times at night here, behind Jacob's eyes and ears. Most often he's asleep, and doesn't see this celestial show. Tonight, kept up by the late show, he notices it out of the corner of inner cornea, on the screen in the theater of his thought. Jacob staring up at the sky, while red flames burst out behind him. The path of the Earth through the asteroid belt is corrected by short volcanic bursts like this, microjets of geological flame which allow our superplanet, largest living lump in this section of the settled galaxy, to pass through, twice a week, with minimal impact. If the moon had also had a molten center, it too could have used such little rocket volcanoes to twist through regions of dangerous impact. But it didn't, and look at its face now, roughed up by meteor impacts and solar punches. Another BTV is fired at him. It whistles a tinny tune, all the while thinking, I'm the one gonna getcha, that is me, I'm the one. A bit too confident, it didn't fill out all the spaces on its flight plan, and now, at the last moment, doesn't know where it is going, and misses you by a nanomile. One after another, fields of beetle shoot out of the frames that bind this beehive together, laying scales of immediate hot wax upon the tabula rasa of Jacob's almost unwilling inner eye. Organized fragments clamp together to capture part of Jacob. After the pieces collect, they rush back towards the surface of the TV, towards our eyes. Static noise assembles into a solid shape. The ancient ones rise out of the ocean depth, water, and ships rolling off their backs. Look, they have come again. The surface of the BTV has become flat, pressed against the inside of our view screen. Seems like we didn't make it all the way to the moon. Undeterred, Jacob works on his tan.
I knew that my suit would protect me. I knew that my suit would protect me. I knew that my suit would protect me. I knew that my suit would protect me.
Jacob is back on the sofa at home. The TV is still going, and we can see through his veil. A small fish flaps by, and the seaweed churns, caught in aquarium's unyielding electric currents. Jacob exits the front door in his suit. It appears he is walking out of his own head. The screen door of the house of his head is maintained and does not creak when opened or slam behind him. Jacob is now looking up at the sky. The waves break, and jellyfish wander above his wishing face. Flakes of oregano and garlic powder wash down from the surface. It seems to be getting hotter here. Who's turned up the heat? What's cooking? Living pixels in this non-blank and visibly flexing space show Jacob looking up at that sky. Now he is lit perhaps by the sparking radium of past spirits, or maybe the light of the next shot. Ribbons of plasma in the great sky, whipping vortices that backlight a bonsai at the bottom of the horizon. Just the right sized tree for a bee forest.
I didn't want to tell Melissa what was happening to me. I didn't want to tell Melissa what was happening to me. I didn't want to tell Melissa what was happening to me. I didn't want to tell Melissa what was happening to me.
In mirror time, morning in the Mirage Desert, Jacob and Melissa emerge from their house of sleep, off to work. 12 hours have passed. The world is upside down now, making it easier for spirits to steal wallets out of the pockets of the unaware. Swish. Wallet out. Opened. Driver's license slid out. Ah ha 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 ha. All the spirits clump around the thief and they laugh and laugh at the funny frozen picture of the living person. SHSSSSSHSSSSSH. Hurry hurry, someone in the ectoplasmic cloud whispers, which spooks the thief, who grabs the license from whoever is staring and laughing at this second, stuffs it back into the wallet upside down, and gently drops the wallet back into the pocket of the unwary victim, long before anyone guesses that anything is wrong. Jacob is obviously eager to get to work, but Melissa drives. It's her car, though she encourages him to drive it. He doesn't like to. He'd rather fly, he says as if she were supposed to laugh.
I was glad for the everyday routine now, but I knew that I would soon have to make some sort of decision. I was glad for the everyday routine now, but I knew that I would soon have to make some sort of decision. I was glad for the everyday routine now, but I knew that I would soon have to make some sort of decision. I was glad for the everyday routine now, but I knew that I would soon have to make some sort of decision.
They get in the spaceship car. A full schedule of safety checks delays their takeoff. Finally, several measured sun tilts later, they get the go to turn the ignition, the exhaust tube smokes, and propulsion begins. Hope they have enough air in there to complete their mission. And who brought the lunch? Floating on a glint of light, the space shuttle opens to revealing hidden machine bodies inside it, ready for life in space. What a miracle that this ship happens to be floating directly above their car, a silver angel. The space car comes up the mountainside drive to Frisch, unrolling a desolate panorama. In the depths of the painted canvas, cities burn and crops grow. Along its painted road, pilgrims wander towards holy sites, to regard the paintings and drink in front of the smaller fires. Their empty parking space, in the concrete angles underneath the building. The parked car appears, slowing, setting weightlessly onto the rocket pad. The semi-transparent and authentic car arrives from the left, to cover the copy already parked in their space. Jacob and Melissa have arrived. They get out of the car. Jacob has his helmet on. a sort of sun hat, attached to a sunsuit, worn by vacationers to other planets, like this planet, here, Earth. Jacob walks around car to join Melissa. Together they head towards the front door of work. Hours of quiet work in the Golden Hive.
I separated from the ground. I separated from the ground. I separated from the ground. I separated from the ground.
Jacob peels off to the left, separating from Melissa in a low diagonal passage. He's walking up the up-ramp, towards the escalator that will take him to the elevator that will take him to the on-ramp of the Sky Highway, where he'll wing his way back to this place. The place he started from. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, there it goes. Slumped and walking, Jacob crosses left to right, the desert in the background. His eye crosses the clear air, seeing object lumps that have no real shape across the distance. That smudge of green is a tree. No, it is a forest. 100,000 acres of private land, with piranha lakes and champagne vats, the latter under the great chateau, which is covered with green spackled paint to render it invisible from this surveying distance. And over there, the gray spot, next to the 7 to 11, that's the Roman viaduct, enlarged in the Mormon period to carry volumes of water that could drain the Atlantic into the Pacific in 15 minutes, if they left the gates open. These and other thoughts fill his mind as his feet churn, one to the other. Jacob might have become a jet, or at least a jet is leaving the ground. Flight J, departing Alamogordo yesterday, returning the day before yesterday, reservations taken years ago, and now you can board. Up the gangplank stapled to the wing, across the wing to climb through the cockpit window, then find your way to the back of the plane, where there are serving drinks and passing out camera guns loaded with X-ray film for your landscape snapping pleasure, for those who forgot to bring their own. A simulated runway space hyperbolic curving off to nothing. Parallel lines cross at infinity. Darkness can be seen beyond the edges, which are usually lit by the lights of cars on the access road. Jacob standing in front of the golden frisch hive, waiting for something to happen. All across Alamogordo, children and other people see Jacob standing on the edge of the sky slope, staring down the sun, waiting for birds to visit him. Zoom! Here comes that jet, same as the one seen earlier at the hives, which apparently is here to carry Jacob off to wherever it is he is going. The sky is white and blank. The jet exhaust will write names, numbers, dog-faced figures, and mineral equations on this blank air paper. Down the valley, and into mountains, which begin to spin. The flat world on a platter, which turns 78 times a minute. The needle drops into the groves that wind the disc tight, and follows them with a wiggle, sending out sounds that become pictures in the air. A ribbon of virtual landscape tilts down from some place of non-parallel light, until it connects heaven and earth. The universal carpet opens, and an aircraft made of the same material as the weave emerges, uncoiling as well. Our floating point of view keeps pace with the plane. A beach below. Bathers wave and shoot at us.
I was a weapon. I was a weapon. I was a weapon. I was a weapon.
A mirror world appears, with a second landscape and a second jet. Transparent, they're not afraid of crashing into each other. But they are both a bit disoriented, since the mirror replaces the safer view they had a few seconds ago of exactly where it was that they were going to go. Riding blind, now. The new jet enters and replaces the body of the original, across the mirror edge. The ocean is beyond, very flat, filled with paper-thin fish and whales who stick out of slits on the undulating surface to show their paper cutout silhouettes. The mirror world dances, as the landscape continues to disappear into itself. Inside, behind the scenes, the bobbins that hold the flat scrolls of this painted world whirl, back and forth, revealing appropriate parts of the missing landscape at the right moments. It is all seamless, except for the creak of the cloth as it rubs against the guide bars at top and bottom of the landscape frame. The plane peacefully disappears into the fateful color polygons, now shaped as a sloped and planar hillside. No door opened, it just passed through. Is this magic, or just better technology? Better living? The way you'd want your house to work if the world was worse and you didn't want people to follow you home? The large plane in front of us again. We have passed the hills, perhaps, and are flying across flat inland plains. One little tank there, a bug on your floor. Burst of light as the invisible but necessary use of flying weapons explodes that tank. I was Cain. The tilting landscape, now completely on its side, slides a falling city to us, across the flat agriculture plains. We heading right into this practical toon town, not exactly a return home, though who knows. The twisting landscape retracts away, folding back into ordinary and necessary reality again. The phonograph spring is still wound, is still unwinding, and all nature turns, round and round and round.
Our battlefields were prepared for us by the Defense Mapping Agency. Our battlefields were prepared for us by the Defense Mapping Agency. Our battlefields were prepared for us by the Defense Mapping Agency. Our battlefields were prepared for us by the Defense Mapping Agency.
The golden reflective grid windows of a flight simulation company named after the gentleman who made landscape experiments to determine just what spatial information bees communicated by dancing. An entertainment machine, mobile movieplex, or Skinner box riding high off the floor on stilts. A flight simulator in motion. Inside, someone is running on a treadmill and trying to stay upright. We see just what the worker inside the machine sees, floating above very sharp trees on a pleasant, distant landscape. Lots of strange patterns down there in the cornfield. The Defense Nuclear Agency, DNA, has a small test site just down the road from Trinity site, and this might be its home away from home, or home away from form.
Every tape was a square of real landscape. Every tape was a square of real landscape. Every tape was a square of real landscape. Every tape was a square of real landscape.
Jacob is selecting his own midday entertainment for midday from the vast selection in the landscape tape library. Many to choose from. Wired unbreakable glass. Floor for a walking fly. And beyond, Jacob heading back towards the computers. He's in his helmet, which has a fly-proof mesh, though since it is out of focus for him, he never really sees that grid.
I could feel those places. There were people there. I could feel those places. There were people there. I could feel those places. There were people there. I could feel those places. There were people there.
A dim computer twirls its tape, ready to send Jacob off to orbit. He's standing and watching, waiting for something to happen to somebody else. Back at the tape library, Jacob is still trying to choose the foreign movie he wants to play today. Hello sunshine, don't let the mountains stop our progress. And other such titles are listed in the catalog, in English. Though he'd just go right to the shelves. But now he discovers there's no names here in the real repository, just numbers that name the names. So he's thinking he'll just choose one randomly.
To hit a simulated target was to secretly prepare murder against the real target. Eventually there would be real ghosts. To hit a simulated target was to secretly prepare murder against the real target. Eventually there would be real ghosts. To hit a simulated target was to secretly prepare murder against the real target. Eventually there would be real ghosts. To hit a simulated target was to secretly prepare murder against the real target. Eventually there would be real ghosts.
And we see the shape-shifting structure of space itself, or, more specifically, the serial, parallel, progression of mysteriously numbered film titles, racked up in circular canisters there in the Library of Earth. A parabolic perspective. Probably a cyclops searching Plato's cave for dinner. Brown eye, like Cain's.
I had to decide now. I was on a mission. I had to decide now. I was on a mission. I had to decide now. I was on a mission. I had to decide now. I was on a mission.
Point of view of the movies. reading that eye. Part of a tracking system built to determine where the eye is looking, and so guess what a person is interested in. Actually, that machine-read eyeball is the moon, where the dead live. Beneath the moon, a flat runway, a rational space, missing any obvious distortions. The eyeball rolls down it, on the way to take off in black space high above. Lots of little lights all around out here. They're all eyeballs too.
I turned off the radar and headed towards the moon. I turned off the radar and headed towards the moon. I turned off the radar and headed towards the moon. I turned off the radar and headed towards the moon.
A delta map of rivers below our bomber, as we head towards wherever we were built to go. The landscape drops out of the frame as we leave the earth, or as the earth, disgusted with our violent habits, leaves for another room in the solar system-sized apartment we share with it. A half moon, with a living pixel texture, and a soft edge separating it from the dark. A magic carpet, safe raft for things drowning in the local ocean to cling to or climb on. Occasionally the carpet rolls and unrolls itself, crushing or shaking off the passenger victims of the moment. Jacob in motion on a rail-mounted rocket sled, the type used to break fastest man records at one time, at the Holloman AFB, out near the White Sands. Good thing his hat is tied on. This thing gets going pretty fast. The stars blur and warp.
The dead had attacked me. Now I would attack them. The dead had attacked me. Now I would attack them. The dead had attacked me. Now I would attack them. The dead had attacked me. Now I would attack them.
A twisted flat eye, a membrane on the picture plane. Greetings, you, it says to you, being the only person/people here, you and it. This is obviously part of a conversation you two are having eye to eye. You know what's next. Look into my eye, deeply. You are fallen sleepy. Or something of the sort, always up to one trick or another. This eye. Mark of Cain in a box, looking among the black and white and sharp trees for something to attack. This is forward-looking infrared, or FIR, seen by our pilot as he flies this mission, searching for suitable targets, those that are unaware and without fear. Bubble membrane eye reappears, looking up and around, as there must be much to see. The hyperbolic eyeball, filling more space than is apparent at first glance.
I was protected. I was protected. I was protected. I was protected.
The Cainite Cross has found something interesting out there among the spikes and gray grid of the simulated landscape it is searching. First it clubs that interesting thing with a missile or electronic weapon. Then it walks over to the stunned interesting thing, and looking down at it, asks questions like, your name? Who won World War II? Why did they call it Milwaukee? What kind of name is that? And other recursive dribble which the stunned victim finds tedious. but being underneath the foot of this terrible conquering eye, it can't quite show off this boredom, so it just nods its neck or blinks its own eye and tries to think up something interesting to say. Cain's forehead, where the thinking X lives. Nice place, with antique wood furniture stolen from Norwegian winter homes, and pretty rugs that the UFOs took out of the pyramid bedrooms of the pharaohs long ago, and several hundred late-model TVs taken out of the rubbish of various North American cities. They don't quite work, but they give off a lot of light, and a nice hissing sound as well. The eye has an X incised upon it. This splits and prisms the light entering the optic nerve of the Cainites, allowing them to see private poetry and have happy thoughts. The machine-readable moon eye looks out at the world book, written in squiggles on earth clay, baked all day under the midnight sun. Left, right, right, left. Look both ways before you cross the sky. The machine eye moon cries Cain as the night rises.